I want to be sharing my insights and my lessons learned about customer retention. And because I think one of the primary focuses for anybody who's running ads, anybody who's marketing, anybody who's selling anything, the primary focus is always on lead generation and converting that lead. So how do we take that lead from being a lead interested, raising their hand, saying, "Hey, I want more info," to actually converting to purchasing a product? That is, if you search YouTube, that is, in terms of like sales generation, that is 99% of the content. When you look at questions, FAQ, comments on the internet, whether it's forums, whether it's comments on whatever post it is, it's always centered around how do I generate a lead and how do I convert the lead. But here's the thing: once you've already generated the lead, you've paid your money to make that lead, to bring that person in to your ecosystem. You've already paid money, and you're going to sell them a product, the first product right here, right? So hopefully you're positive there in terms of your return on ad spend if we're running ads. Okay, so you're making money here, but this is where most people stop. They say, "Oh, okay, well, if I want to scale my business, if I want to increase my revenue, I just have to generate more leads and convert them, and that's when I can go from 500K to $1 million. I just need to double the amount of leads I generate." But the thing I've learned over the years is if you've already paid for the lead and they've already given you money, there's probably another sale there. You just haven't given the customer a place to go. So let me go back in time when I was selling real estate as a real estate agent. Okay. So my focus at the time was I had to generate a lead for somebody who wanted to buy or sell a house. I had to generate that lead. Then through qualification, meetings, appointments, all that stuff, I had to turn that person into a client where I would list their house, I would earn a commission, or I would help them buy a house and I would earn a commission. That generated revenue. Now, back then, the way I was thinking is, okay, well, if I want to sell X number, so let's just say, hey, I want to sell 50 houses, or I'm selling 50 houses that year, and I want to sell 100 houses the next year. In my thinking at the time, I was like, okay, well, I just have to go from 50 to 100 clients. I have to double the amount of clients I have, and to do that, I have to generate twice as many leads. But what's happening is your customers, they like you, they raise their hand, you convert them to a paying customer, they do business with you, they're happy with you, they give you testimonials, but then they're hitting this brick wall and they're stopping. And what I didn't understand is you have to give your customers a place to go after that, after the initial sale. So some unique ways, and at the time I didn't even comprehend this. And so if I could go back in a time machine, old Seth would have said, "Oh, well, most people, they'll move every 4 to 5 years on average. So I have to wait 4 to 5 years before they become a repeat customer." No, what I should have done is I should have created a place for those current customers to go after that. Now we have to think outside the box a little bit, because with real estate agents, you kind of focus on, okay, well, I sell a house, and then the only way I make money is selling a house. Well, hold on, not so fast. So back in the day, I would work with some investors who were buying, small plex properties, that type of thing. What if I created a place for those people to go after they initially work for me? So hear me out. This is probably what I should have done. So I generate, oh, this is going to get messy. Let me just erase this. So what I probably should have done is I should have generated the lead. I converted them right here. So we purchased house, whatever. If they were an investor, what I should have done is I should have created some type of mastermind or community or some type of group where those investors could join. Maybe it was a monthly fee or an annual fee where we would do extra events, have education. Maybe I would bring in guest speakers just for that group. And then I could charge a fee. Maybe it could be like 10K a year or like 12K a year, or even 6K a year. It doesn't really matter. But what I would have done, number one, it would have made these people warmer because they would have stayed within my circle longer. I would have had more frequent content, more valuable contact with them all the time. They would be able to communicate with each other, get to meet each other, and who's the connecting person with all of that? That was me at the time. So now everybody there is, oh, how did you meet Seth? And it kind of works itself. And more importantly, I'm now generating additional revenue to a lead I already paid for. I already incurred all of the cost, all of the effort to convert that lead. And when we're talking about real estate leads, there's a lot of effort that goes into doing that. There's a lot of cost that goes in any business. There's a lot of effort that goes into that. But if you've already paid for the lead and done all the hard work to convert them, done all the hard work to turn them into a happy customer, give them someplace to go. Without someplace to go, they hit the wall, and then your revenue stops. And now, in the real estate example, maybe you're sending them like turkey thermometers on Thanksgiving or something silly like that. Or there's still people that send out recipe cards or a calendar. Who cares about the calendar? But if you're able to take a group of, now, not every customer is going to take you up on it. Like if you want to send, let's say, 20% of your customer base to something additional, perfect. Well, why not do that, right? And so, when I look at everything that we're doing, I'll just take my conference for an example, okay? So if you don't know, I run this huge conference every year, huge conference, all right? We get thousands of people. So using this example, conference. I spend a lot of money to generate leads for my conference, right? It's a huge funnel, huge ad spend. And then we convert these people who come to ticket sales. So they buy a ticket, they want to show up to the conference, they come out to the conference, have a great time. We have a ton of social proof, right? A ton of social proof. So in old thinking, in the way it used to be, I would hit the brick wall right here. It's like, okay, well, I generate these leads, I spend all this money. They buy a ticket to the conference, and then next year, hopefully they buy a ticket to the conference. Maybe the next year after that, they buy a ticket to the conference. I keep making money. Kind of like the real estate agent example. Like every 4 or 5 years, somebody buys a house. Perfect. But what I've realized is that instead of hitting that brick wall, I now have to give people places to go. Okay, so they come out to my event, they have a great time. A percentage of the audience will want to continue to work with you. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. So you have to give them a place to go. Maybe you run workshops throughout the year. And you can add value that way, stay in touch with people, you're delivering good content, you're teaching them something, they're taking that away, getting results, workshops. Maybe you have a group or a mastermind that you run where a percentage of the leads that you generate and the customers you have will take you up on that. So instead of being a one-time annual thing, well, they want to talk to you like 12 times a year or something like that. They got to see you. Perfect. Right here. Maybe it's a course or a longer-term program. Again, you have to give customers some place to go. And from that, maybe you bring them to a group, and then a percentage of those people, likely 10%, will ascend to another group or another mastermind, a higher level. Like there are so many examples at so many in so many industries. So I think one that everybody in the marketing space would recognize is Russell Brunson. So he runs a company called ClickFunnels, and even though we don't use ClickFunnels, a lot of people do. And so really good brand for himself in the internet marketing space, the conversion space, how to sell things online type of space. So what he does is he generates a lead, and he drives people to become a ClickFunnels customer. It's a monthly subscription. But then from that, he's going to send people, so he's got what he calls inner circle. So his top performing people within his community here, his customer base, is going to go into inner circle. Now, these are very successful people. It's a high ticket mastermind offer. Now, there are people who go from inner circle to the next step up who are like at that next level. So now we get smaller and smaller and smaller. So, ClickFunnels, they have a lot of customers. The cream of the crop moves up over here, and then the cream of that cream moves up over here. He has multiple places for somebody to go. Plus, Russell always also runs a conference. So a ClickFunnels event right here. So now he can actually give people a place to go as well. He's got lots of places for that customer to ascend and continue doing business with him. Because like I said, he's already done all of the hard work. He's figured out the right messaging. He's done all of the testing. He's done, he's lost money on some ads. He's made money on some ads. He's done like the VSLs over and over again. He's done all of that work. And that's generated a paying customer. But like I said, most people stop right there and they don't think about, whoa, some of these people actually want to keep working with me. How can I help you do that? How can I help them do that? And when I look back, whether it was when I was running the paint company, when I was selling real estate, I didn't understand. It's called ascension. So how do you ascend a customer from here to here? So let me break down what ascension really looks like. Some people call it a value stack. Some people call it the value ladder, product ladder. There's so many different names depending on who it is. But in a nutshell, it looks like a staircase. You're stepping a customer up. So what's going to happen is you generate the lead, and you're going to sell the customer into your core product, whatever that core product is. Maybe you're offering consulting. Maybe you're offering. Maybe you sell like hockey skates. I don't know. Maybe you sell training. Whatever it is, you're selling your core product. This is the product that the majority of your customers will buy. Now you may have downsells as well, but the main product that you're selling, this is your core. Now what's going to happen is you want to have places for that customer to ascend up as they want to continue working with you. So a couple rules of thumb. If you're doing consulting, let's say, and you work with somebody for 3 months, generally speaking, what you're going to do is as you ascend them up to the next step, you're going to double the price, but also double the amount of time they're working with you. Or sometimes it triples, but generally speaking, you want to elongate the time that you're working with them. So maybe it's a 6-month, mastermind, 6 months. So let's just keep it simple. So maybe you charge $10K for 3 months up front. Perfect. You come in, you do your consulting gig. It's great. You have happy customers. Well, a portion of that core group of customers is going to say, hey, well, I really like what you're doing. I'm getting a lot of success. I want to keep working with you, but at a higher level. Like busy with all these customers. So maybe you only have a mastermind of 50 people. And then so instead of charging 10K, you're going to charge 20K. But you're doubling the amount of time that that you're working with them, and then you're giving them more exclusive access. Now, out of this mastermind, maybe you have like an inner circle. Maybe they come to your office, 4 times a year. Maybe you do more intensive training. Maybe you go out on site to visit them with their companies, whatever it is. So small group. Maybe you only have 10. So maybe you have 1,000 customers here. Maybe you have 50 here. Maybe you have 10 people in your inner circle, and you can double your price, triple your price, elongate. So maybe you'll work with somebody for 12 months. Maybe you're going to charge 100K, right? Super, super high ticket where you actually go out and visit them. If you're doing consulting, maybe you want to analyze maybe it's their factory, their whatever system you're consulting for. And then you can keep moving up. Maybe this is like one-on-one, and you're going to charge, a cut of profits, whatever it is. But you always have to give customers to go, because in any group of people, there is always going to be that percentage that wants to continue working with you. But most businesses, they stop because they don't think ahead. Like I've had a lot of different scenarios and cases where, I've engaged, maybe it's a consultant, maybe it's whatever it is. And I've just really enjoyed the experience. I got a tremendous amount of value from working with that person. And then it ends and they're like, okay, this was great.
and they solve my problem, away I go. But I really enjoyed it. I probably would have paid them a lot more money to continue working with them, but at a higher level, because they already did good stuff for me. I liked them. They gave me good results. Of course, I'd want to keep working with them, but they never made the offer. And so when we're looking at driving revenue, instead of having to double my business through doubling the amount of leads I generate and doubling my conversions, and that's going to double the amount of appointments I do. Like going back to that real estate example, if I'm a real estate agent, I'm probably already busy because you got to show houses, do all that stuff. Do I really want to double the amount of houses I have to show, double the amount of appointments I have to go on? Probably not, because the lifestyle sucks, right? Probably not. But if we have a way to continue working with people, maybe it's that, mastermind of real estate investor clients that you have, and you do like special things, you go on property tours, you do lots of cool stuff. Awesome, right? People will pay you for that. And that's not going to that's not going to double the amount of appointments you go on. Maybe you're doing that once a month, right? So what? And you're probably hanging out with people you actually want to hang out with because they're your top clients, right? And you probably all get along. So it's going to be more fun that way. So in terms of revenues in business, like just the big thing I've learned is you don't have to double. Like you don't have to 2x what you're doing to double your revenue. What you have to do is you have to think about, hey, how can I use the leads I'm already generating? I'm already doing the hard work for. I'm already putting all that time and effort in. How can I continue to ascend that lead, number one, to that first paying customer step, that core product? But number two, how do I ascend them up to the next opportunity that's going to allow them to do what they want to do, which is keep working with you as long as you're providing results. Does that make sense? So, right now in your business, well, just think about it. With whatever your core product is, maybe you're a personal trainer, maybe you're an accountant, maybe you're that real estate agent, maybe you're like me and you run conferences and you consult with conferences, whatever it is. Just think, okay, well, how can I help my clients keep working with me and the ones who really enjoy it? Have that ascension, have that value ladder, have whatever you want to call it, have that ability, that facility to continue working with you. And your revenue, you can charge a lot more for it, and you're going to double the time, increase the access, and you can really, really grow your revenue, really, without doubling your workload, which is a bonus. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Tune in to the bullpen every single Tuesday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We go live every single week. And this is one of my favorite shows that we do. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, and go out and sell hard.